A brand new season of high school football is upon us, and we're here to look at it all. I'm Francis Beck, joined by Tom Prince, and welcome into our 2022 Class C North football preview. And Tom, we got a bunch of teams here looking to win Class C. So we'll get started right away, alphabetical order, with the Akron Tigers. They are coached by Andrew Klaus, 13 years as head coach. Last year they went 6-3 in 2021. On varsity, last year they went 2020 they went 5-1. They only returned 2 offensive starters and 3 guys on defense. Key returning players: Chris Bergman, quarterback; Andrew Warren, Jack Przewski, and Danny Korer. So, what can we expect from the Akron Tigers this season? Can they keep up that 6-3 record or get even better this year?
They've got holes to fill. Obviously, Travis Fry, we know, is going to be one of those big holes that they're going to need to somehow figure out how to fill. The question all becomes, especially when you're building a new season, is what's the quarterback going to do for you, right? When you go to a new quarterback, right? Or, when you go to new key positional players, it really becomes tough to be able to figure this one out. 5 returning starters. And then you look at your JV records at 1-4, 1-4, right? It's not a core that's coming up that's really done it with their grades, But guess what coach is going to say? That's why you play this one out on the field, right? This is a team that we definitely are going to need to learn more about as the season goes on, and can they get some of those core positions filled? Can Bergman be that guy still returning at quarterback, right? Can he be that guy to really take the team, put him on his back, and say, come on, I'm going to lead you guys to the promised land? It's an interesting division, right? That we already know there's some strong teams, but a lot of teams this year that are going to kind of looking to find their way. And this may be one of those teams this year that you're going to see a team that kind of found their way during the season that's going to get into the playoffs, right? I mean, we're going to go through the rest of these teams, but am I going to be surprised that Akron's standing there because they've done it for the last couple of years? They know how to win? No, not at all. Obviously, that's why Coach Klaus has got this team to be 6-3, 5-1, 4-4.
He figures it out,
right? And then again, you're returning your quarterback, so this is at least the small core I got back. I got one of those leaders. Let's see how this one plays out. But Akron should still be in the mix for that spot.
Tom, our next team is led by another longtime coach. Introduce us to them.
Coach Glenn Graham, one of the true class acts of Western New York. I will go to war with this guy every single day, twice on Sunday, 3 times on Monday, right? He just is a phenomenal coach. He really is. 19 years as a head coach. He's been with the program for 30 total years. 3-6 last year, 2-3 the year before. He does finally get a core to come back. 6 returning on the offensive side, 5 on the defensive side. Larry Bergen is running back. Amarian Spivey, the defensive back, and Isaiah Williams, the tight end defensive back, are all the key returning players. And then his new player to watch out for is London Thomas. So, again, we knew Cleve Hill just a couple years ago was just a powerhouse, right? Unfortunately, as we know, a couple of transfers had gone out from him the last couple of years. He's lost some great players that are out there. But he finally now has a year where he's got that core starting to come back. Played a great game early on, if you remember, started off against Maryville in a real close game, right? That rivalry game. They're going to start off the year the same way this year. This will be, to me, with Coach Graham, can they get off to that fast start or get off to a start that's quick to really get everyone to see the success again that Cleve Hill's had in the past?
That first game usually tells a lot. I don't even know if they necessarily need to beat Maryville, but if they can make it a knockout, they can keep that one close. They can show the rest of C North, hey, we're going to be no slouch this year.
Yep, no doubt. You know what I mean? And he's got some good players that are coming back, and it'll just wait to see, like I said early on, could really be the telltale sign for Cleve-Hill.
All right, on that note, we'll take a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk about last year's champions. Can the Medina Mustangs compete? That's coming up next right here on Western New York Athletics.
Our homes have become offices, gyms, schools, and playgrounds. And at Western New York Immediate Care, we know you may need us now more than ever. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care physicians are trained to diagnose and treat most non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. With 5 convenient locations open 7 days a week, help is never far away. Life has changed, but Western New York Immediate Care is still here for you.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Welcome back to this 2022 Class B2 football preview. I'm Francis Beck, joined by Tom Prince, and we're going to talk about the Medina Mustangs. They are coached this year by Eric Valley, entering his 14 years as head coach, 26 total years with the program this year. Last year, they were, of course, 11-1, won the Class C title game in that thriller in the snow at the stadium last year. I think, what did they fall in the quarterfinals or the semifinals? The regionals?
It was the...
Did they make it to Syracuse?
Yes, I thought they did. Yes.
So they made it to the state semifinals. Of course, just fell there. Last year, they went. The JV went 2-1. But they returned 6 starters from both sides of the ball. We do have to mention they lose Xander Payne, one of their key pieces, but they bring back Chris Johnson, Noah Skinner, Roosevelt Mitchell, Xavier Bloom, Caden Lillaby, Josh Wilson, Ollie Wilson, Brody Fry, Caden Cleveland, Cole Killard, Dominic Larrabee. Some new players to watch out for on this team: Aiden Pitts, Anthony Bowman, Sawyer Kinsbury, Dawson Carpenter, Noah Cadzillo, Julian Woodworth, Jarrell Neely, Amari Soley, Carter Woodworth. And we'll talk about their college commits a little bit later, but this is certainly a team that has had a lot of recent success. I believe, 2 in a row they've had. So certainly the expectations are high to repeat.
COVID cost some of that. That would have been even more if it wasn't for COVID.
Well, no, they won the COVID year.
Meaning they would have gone on to possible state championships. COVID cost more than what they could have done here. This team's been legit. I want to point out 2 assistant coaches here. Brian Fry, we already know, is linked to this incredible family that's been out in Medina.
Well, there were people, Brian, I have to mention, Brian Fry senior, because he was that COVID year, who was saying he could have won the Connolly Cup if they awarded that year.
I agree. I'm one of them who said he was going to be in the mix. He definitely was a finalist, you know what I mean? He would have gotten some first-place votes. Now, whether he would have won, there are a couple players that were in the mix there, but he had absolutely a stake to that claim. The other one, have you seen Mike Vanderjack as a name that's over there?
Yeah.
That's an interesting name right there, isn't it, huh? We got an former NFL player that's going to have an impact on this Medina team right there. And so, listen, the one thing I will also talk about, there's a player I want to talk about because I talk about him in a lot of the broadcasts last year. Noah Skinner, to me, has been the unsung hero of this football team. Has done so much and does not get the accolades that he really has deserved. This kid's the real deal at running back. And I'll tell you, a lot of these key performers that are coming back are linemen. He's got a good line that's still coming back. You got Noah Skinner right there. This Medina team is still going to be good. Do not think just because, they've lost some big players in there. You lost Payne, you lost Cicchini, you lost Rim. I get that, right? But there's still a core here that's going to do very well. Do not count this Medina team out. Do not think that this Medina thing is over yet. This team's still for real, and there are some players here I really like.
I love doing Medina games. Between their jerseys, the old SMU jerseys, the red and blue. They have the turf there. And you know what I really loved was their offense. They had one of the most balanced attack, I think, in all of Western New York. You know, they had that offset I formation that they could, you know, easily pass out of or run out of. They also had Skinner was their big fullback. They had that you know, behind the backdoor run too. They just the way that they run that offense is just great, and Payne was the perfect guy for it.
So that's the position that needs to get filled.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we're all waiting to see, right? No doubt about it. But didn't we not say when when Fry was gone, we go, oh, what's Medina going to do? Let's see what they're going to do, right? Trust me. They got a nice core still coming back. This is going to be a very good team, and they've got a core that can easily get them to the next step. I like Medina again.
All right, Tom, we're going to stay up north for our next team. Why don't you introduce us to the new Fane Panthers?
So Chuck Nagel, the head coach, 11 years as the head coach right there. 4-4 last year. 5 starters on offense, 5 on defense. Ethan Boyer, Nate Snow, Landon Brahman, Ben Dickinson, Braden Walker, and Dominic Wilson will be your key returning players there for New Fane. The key new players, Devin DiNardo, Jamar Swanson, and Galil Golden, will be the players that you need to watch out for on New Fane. One of the biggest things to watch out for in New Fane will be that incredible new field that they're looking to unveil out there.
Yeah, that's supposed to be coming out later in the fall. I don't think it'll be quite ready for week 1, but you know,
they're saying that
they
this sucker's going to be ready. Oh yeah. Oh, we're getting all things that all we've asked. They will be ready to go.
Okay.
You know, so this team. In fact, there was just a video put out on Twitter on it.
Oh, I missed that one.
There was a real nice video put out so far. This field, there's a couple great fields. Iroquois is another one. Wait till you see that field get unveiled. I was out there. It's like a stadium the way that you pull up there out there. New Fane's another big field that's out there, right? We've seen Southwestern just do new ones. There's a lot of places now. We're talking about more new fields coming here in Western New York. It's going to be another exciting year for some of these fields, and no doubt New Fane is going to be excited to do something special on their new field that's out there.
Yeah, they're coached by Chuck Nagel. He always has a good team, and I love how they run that triple option out there. And, you know, if you get the right pieces to go with that offense, that's very difficult to stop.
Yeah, and that's the key, the right pieces, right? So of the 5 and 5 that are returning, right, is that enough core that's going to be the right pieces, or are we going to see some of these new players in DiNardo, Swanson, or Golden, right, be able to step up and add into the mix to be able to get that triple option done?
All right, on that note, we're going to take another break. We're going to stay up north. For our next team, we're going to talk about the Royhart Barker Lindenville Silverbacks. That's coming up next on WNY Athletics.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Welcome back to the Class C North football preview. I'm Francis Beck, joined by Tom Prince, and we're going to talk about the Royhart Barker Lindenville Silverbacks. They were coached by Joey Scher, 3 years as head coach, 3 with the program. Last year, this team went 1-7. So did their JV, but they returned 7 offensive starters, 6 on defense, and some key returning players to watch out for. Quarterback Trenton Muck is back. Also back, defensive lineman Sam Doolin, tight end Peyton Grabowski, Jackson West, who plays defensive end, Josh Hahn on the line, Logan Tolliver, Lucas Dries, and Alex Ark, who is a DB. Key new player to watch out for on the line is Jake Marisol. So this team, of course, looking to take the next step this year.
Yeah, and that's what we're waiting to see. Unfortunately, they just really haven't had the time together yet. If you think about it, they played 8-man the 1 year, right? Their first year together, and then they came back. They're trying to do all this during COVID, right? And so that's supposed to say separate, but bring 3 schools together somehow, right? It will be very interesting to see if this team can finally take that next step and overcome and see where they land. I mean, again, you got to get excited about 13 starters that are coming back right here. It is a 1-7 record, but this will be the key right there. Do they take that next step that they're looking to do?
Yeah, and I think you see a team, you mentioned all those starters returning. That's always a good sign. At least you get that game experience under your belt, and it's a little bit of advantage against the guy coming across for you. Tom, tell us about next team.
So our last team is the Tonawanda Warriors head coach Henry Femarelli. First year as head coach, first year with the program, and he's taking over an 0-9 team. His captains this year will be Alex Gallo, Drake Badner, Mohammed Ama, and then the key returning players are Alex Gallo, Badner, Ama, and then Alex Chukanek, Caden Roper, Zach Gallivan, Marshall Hall, and Luis Gallegos. And the new player to watch out for will be Ethan Rojas. Again, a total new, you're trying to take a new coach and really get a whole new philosophy out there with Tonawanda. You've got 12 starters that are returning, 6 on the offensive side, 6 on the defensive side. So it will be, interesting to see if Tonawanda can take the next step and get their first W in 2 years.
Yeah, Henry Femarelli is a longtime coach here in Western New York. He previously coached at NT. I think he's been at St. Mary's and a few other stops. Sometimes as a head coach, sometimes as an assistant. So this is an experienced guy, and I think, he was at North Tonawanda, and he almost had that program turned around until he had an unfortunate accident over there and kind of had to leave the program there. But this could be the guy that could turn Tonawanda around. He certainly has the experience, and they need the right boost of energy over there at Tonawanda.
No doubt, right? I mean, 0-9 says it all, right? You're trying to build up from there, and he's going to have his son on the staff too. So it'll be very interesting, too, when you've got somebody really backing you, behind you. And this staff's deep, too, if you've noticed, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 assistant coaches, right? That's a staff right there that he's built. Obviously, and when you can do a staff like that, and I am sure what practices have gotten into those real small groups, that you can get that one-on-one coaching or that small group coaching that needs to happen to be able to change a culture.
And what that also says, a lot of these school districts, I don't know the specific case in Tonawanda, they only offer, maybe, 6 paid positions, assistant coach positions.
That many that are paid.
What was that?
I don't even know if it's that many that are paid.
Some are even shorter than that. Yeah. So that means that's either Coach Femarelli is paying out of his own pocket to get some of these guys there, or these guys are volunteering, which really says a lot about, I think, the man who Henry Femarelli is. He's able to bring guys like that, who was able to step up like that and contribute to this team, a team that hasn't had a ton of success, but they believe in him and they want to be part of the program and help create a winning culture at Tonawanda.
Yep, I agree.
All right, let's look at our C North teams as we try to make. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to make full predictions here, but we're going to talk about the teams we have here. We have Tonawanda, Medina, Akron, Cleve Hill, New Fane, Roy Hart, Barker, Lindenville is our final team. Tom, what are you thinking for Class C North this year?
You got to like Medina, right? That's not number one, right? First and foremost. But I'm going to see, this is a year that you really are going to see, I think, a battle for that next spot that's out there, right? Do we see Cleve Hill get back to where they were, right? Does New Fane take the next step, especially with the new field that's out there, right? Does Akron remain as that second team that's out there? They've got the core, they got the quarterback. Does Akron actually make that? Or do we see, a Roy Hart, Barkerville, Lindenville take that next step and jump up, right? Is Tonawanda overcome and get to that where they're going to do? These are all the the questions that need to be answered in this division To me, I think the only one that you can now I don't want to say 100%, but you're going to say it's probably going to be standing there at the end. I think Medina is going to be one of those teams still.
Yeah, keep in mind Class C is 3 divisions this year, so the top 2 guaranteed a playoff spot. If you're in third place, you're battling it out for a wild card. So I think I agree with you. Medina's probably the favorite to win it all. Not quite. I wouldn't say a lock, but I would say that if he can make them the favorite, and I think it's going to be a battle for second and third place in that division. As you said, Cleve Hill, New Fane have strong coaches, can make a run for that second spot, and we'll see what Roy Hart, Barker, Lindenville does as well.
But it's an opportunity, I think, this year where that second spot is wide open, and it's going to be a team that steps up to be able to do this, right? And then some of the season we're going to be talking about that come out of, too, Central and South, there's some tough teams out there that, especially if you cross over for anything, you're going to get some tough games. Every game is going to matter to be able to get that second spot.
That will certainly be true. But that'll wrap it up for now. So for Tom Prince, I'm Francis Beck. Stay tuned all season long for more preseason and during the season high school football and high school sports videos and content. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.